Yo, what's up? My name is Justin Rose, and you're now tuned in to the Encore Radio Show. Yup.
The views and comments expressed on the following radio program by its hosts and their guests do not necessarily reflect the views of...
I want a hammock for all of that shade that they throwing. DDMG getting paid at the moment. Need 30 for saving and 20 for blowing. Yo, ping in my phone, that shit burn flame emoji. I don't know what y'all have been seeing. That boy wanted beef, now he vegan. Well, trust me, this pepper in season. I do this for money, you rap for convenience. And niggas was scared of me going to Texas, but I stayed in Vegas and got on my nets in it. UTA blowing my phone up with texts. Guess me not replying, ain't sending the message, it's cool. I'ma lend Cara a Jules. You niggas belly flop, this ain't the pool. I run that check up like spikes on the shoes. That bitch gon' ride it.
The Encore Radio Show podcast, live here with Wise Soul, sitting here with Justin Rose, producer and artist, Justin Rose. Twitter, at Justin Rose PHC, Instagram, at justinrose.phc. Now, website, rsgldtheworld.com.
Rose Gold the World.
Rose Gold. See, I know. If I had said it out loud like that, people would have tried to spell that shit Rose Gold the World. And I'm like, nah.
I know, you gotta be an internet nigga to find out. Nah, I know, man. Because it's like, we would probably change that. We'll probably do like a Justin Rose, PHC.com or something.
What's the PHC stand for?
Fly High Club.
Nice. Okay. All right. Well, that makes sense. All right. So you rep Queens, right?
Cute Borough, her side.
Nice. All right. So that's where you were born?
Yeah, East Elmhurst.
Okay.
From East Elmhurst. Yeah. LaGuardia.
So see, that's deep. Okay.
Fly
okay.
niggas. Fly niggas.
See, now I don't know much about Queens. Like, I've been to Jamaica, Queens. I'm sure I've driven through Queens and whatnot. I've probably been in mad different neighborhoods, whatever. But I've never like been in Queens, right? So you've lived in Brooklyn. You lived outside of the city altogether. What's the difference with Queens? Like what is I guess from your perspective, what's the most glaring difference from Queens to everywhere else?
Queens?
Yeah.
Yo, you know, Queens is the most diverse place in the world.
Really? Okay.
So that's what makes it a lot different. You know, it's just mad. People's mad. Like, it's mad different. It's just mad cultures. There's so many cultures. You know, that's the thing in New York, period. Like, Queens is really condensed. Like, you got everything going on in there. So that's the biggest thing. Like East Elmhurst is like all Dominican now.
Really? Okay.
You know what I'm saying? It used to be Italian.
Yeah.
It used to be Italian, and like my mom's generation and shit was all black. And now most of the people there are like Spanish.
So you bounced from New York to Pennsylvania.
New York, Pennsylvania.
And then
LA.
Oh, okay. And then you ended up settling at St. John's. You went to St. John's U. Right? So why did you choose St. John's over Pennsylvania or anywhere in Pennsylvania?
Pennsylvania was like, it was a detour. You know what I'm saying? So I wasn't going to stay in there regardless.
Okay.
So
you didn't like it, or just because, you know, you had a goal for it, and the goal, once you could accomplish whatever you had to accomplish, you left?
Nah, I was in Pennsylvania. I was in Pennsylvania. I went to a special school in Pennsylvania. You know what I'm saying? So it was a situation where I was like not home anymore. You know what I'm saying? So then I had to I never wanted to stay in Pennsylvania. Nothing wrong with Pennsylvania. Pennsylvania is cool. I actually kind of miss Pennsylvania sometimes.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? It's like they got that little, you know what I'm saying? It's different. It's a lot different in the city. Everywhere is different in New York. You know what I'm saying? But I chose St. John's because I had got the scholarship.
Nice.
So I had the scholarship, and it was like, man, I want to do this music shit. You know what I'm saying? So it makes sense for me to be to New York.
Yeah.
I'm from Queens. I always kind of wanted to go to St. John's because it was like the only New York school in, you know, Final Four. You know, when I used to pay attention to ball, so it was just like when I was little, I'd be like, yo, I want to go to St. John's. It's Queens.
Yeah.
The hat was always fire. They had like a fitted that I always loved.
Yeah.
So I was like, yeah, let me go to St. John's. I'm like, I know I want to go to college because, you know, why not go to college? If you can get that shit for free.
True, exactly.
If you could,
we had a full ride.
You know, basically, yeah, man. I got lucky.
See, I need that. Okay, I needed that. Sally Mae still got me grafted up.
Yeah, and she got a little bit of all of us. You know what I'm saying? Just a little. I mean, but I know I got a friend that went to fucking, where'd she go? She went to fucking Syracuse or some shit. She got like 200K.
They have her soul, and then her kid's soul, and her grandkid's soul and shit forever.
Shit, man.
Jesus. So where'd you go to St. John's specifically for? Like, what was your major?
For girls. Oh, what? My major? My major?
Yeah.
I don't know what my major was. That shit was. It was like, you know what I mean? What was my major? I don't know. What was my major? I think probably like mass communications.
Okay.
Okay. You know
Okay.
what I'm saying? Something.
Now the first answer word for girls. All right.
Yeah,
all right.
that's what you go to college for, man. Like I knew I was going to do music. I just like I said, like if you got the opportunity to go to college, I'm not gonna give it up for music. I know most people do, but come on, man. Like I do music. Like I really like doing music. I'm gonna do it regardless.
Yeah.
Like, let me live my life. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna live my life. I'm gonna do it. I tried to drop out a couple of times, but
well, hey, listen.
I did.
I think we all tried to drop out a couple times. I think I got to my senior year and I was like, yo, if I do this, like, if I actually leave, how much will it hurt me? And I was like, nah, fam, like you right here. Like, don't give up now. But anyway.
No, man, it's not that bad. College ain't that crazy, man.
Yeah, but
they make it seem it's all that shit is illusion, bro. That shit is easy, man. Cause at the end of the day, finesse for everything, man. You know what I'm saying?
Facts, straight facts.
Finesse your way out of that.
Straight facts. All right, bet. So, what was your first experience with music?
My family, we don't have any musicians in my family, but my family is like a bunch of like. Everybody loves music. Everybody's like a little fake DJ. Nobody, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. I got that one uncle who is like, his record collection is crazy.
Yeah.
My mom, she always just played music. She's just a big music fan. You know what I'm saying? My aunt, everybody in my family, you know what I'm saying? We just big music lovers. So it was always around me. I think my mom bought me this drum. I think it was a couple things that my mom bought me when I was little. When I really, really think about it.
Yeah.
I really, really think about it. I think there was a couple things. She bought me this drum. It was like a little drum, and it was a whack ass drum, but I always remember banging on that shit and wishing that shit was more popping.
Yeah.
So it was that, and then it was like, so you know what I'm saying? And then she had like the, you know how like they got the little Fisher Price, you know, the xylophone drum.
Yeah.
I had one of those. Okay. But I remember wanting to like be nice at that shit and play some wavy shit. Like I remember being mad young and being like, I get it, but this shit ain't, you know what I'm saying?
Ain't doing what you want. All right.
And then it was like, she bought me this little weird ass cassette player, and then I know this is a long-winded answer, but
nah, it's good.
It's good. Know, when you know, people ask this question a lot, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I never have the right answer, so this is my first
There is
time.
no right answer. Don't get that.
But the better answer, sometimes I give like a lame answer.
Yeah.
And we're gonna be here for an hour, right?
about that or more.
So I'm gonna just give you all the So yeah, she had this like little Fisher Price cassette player, and then I had the Biggie shit in there, and I had Sting. This Sting album that I still don't remember the name of it, but I remember my uncle gave it to me, and that shit is fire.
Yeah.
So it was those two things, and I was like, all right, cool, I like this shit.
Nice. Okay, so you got Biggie and Sting.
Yeah.
Not necessarily two correlating artists. What are some genres that you, outside of hip hop, that you listen to, if you do listen to other genres?
You Jamaican, right?
No, I'm Bayesian.
You're Bayesian?
Yeah.
Do Bayesians listen to a lot of different type of music?
Yeah, I do.
Let's do a lot of your family though. Your family though. Was your family like very like eclectic?
Not really. Like maybe like one or two genres just off of like passing, but nothing in detail. Nah.
Word.
Yeah.
Oh, I always felt like Jamaicans. And I don't know about all Caribbeans, but I feel like Jamaicans always had like a good sense for just music. You know what I'm saying? Like Jamaicans always had a good taste of music, and I feel like it was just natural for my family. So I would say I got it from my family because my family is very eclectic. You know what I'm saying? And not in like a bougie way, but you know they like fucking. You know, like Elton John and my mama, like, you know what I'm saying, like Prince and Michael Jackson. You know, it's just so much good music for their time. Billy Joel. My mom OD like weird shit, like not weird shit, but my mom like mad shit, and then my uncle like mad shit. He be listening to like African music, my bad, and like African music and like Brazilian. He put me on the mad Brazilian.
Oh nah, see that's what I'm saying. Like never that deep. You know, it was like for me, it was like Celine Dion. I don't really think I really listened to nothing from Elton John like that, but Celine Dion, Mariah Carey, Michael Jackson.
Yeah. But that's mad shit though. That's mad.
I mean, but those are like that's the casual listening.
That makes you mad eclectic. Like people be trying to hide it. Like people like if you black and you from New York, your parents probably did a good job for the most part of like making sure that you eclectic. I think that's a natural thing. I think people try to like force that shit away to be cool. Like in high school, it makes you try to force that shit. Like, I don't listen to Celine. Your ass definitely had the motherfucking NSYNC.
The stickers. Yeah, Backstreet Boys too. Yeah. Take it. So NSYNC, the Backstreet, they had like Backstreet Boys stickers and all that shit, whatever. Yeah, like eating the candy. Yeah, like everyone listened to a bunch of things.
Niggas got cool. You get cool in not cool in high school, but you know what I'm saying? Like, not even high school. What is it? It's just when niggas start becoming like, you become not nigga. And you like, I know what you mean. I know what I'm saying? Like, if you wasn't in the music, it didn't matter because you was in a lifestyle. But if you was in the music, you kept listening and you kept exploring. You know what I'm saying?
As you grow older, it's harder to become. It's harder to be different. Like you don't want to be the one that stands out because the one that stands out necessarily doesn't fit into a box, and you can be picked on, judged, whatever. And it's hard. Like as you're growing up, you don't want to be a part of that. But as you get older, it's like, oh well, this is better for me to be this way anyway. I don't want to be like them. So I understand. But I didn't listen to. I listened to those those headlining artists. But if you would ask me like deeper artists, I wouldn't be able to listen to that. I wouldn't be able to tell you because we never went that far deep. You know, outside of just hearing the radio, and radio is for casual fans as well.
And then I went. It was that I never stopped listening though. Like I just listened to everything. My mom would let me play hip hop for mad long. Yeah, so when I went away to Pennsylvania, fucking I got to just listen. I got to do my thing a little bit more. And then I was like around a lot of different type of people, so they put me on a lot of stuff. So
that's what's up. Okay, all right. So do you think all those experiences that you had, that they influence the music that you put out today? They influence the sound that you have?
Yeah, definitely. Cause I don't be trying to make any like, I don't be trying to play by like no certain type of rules.
Yeah,
it's just mad annoying for like management and shit like that, or whatever. I don't know, man. I'm sure it's you know what I'm saying? We just try to make music that we feel. Like, you know what I'm saying? Cause that's the most interesting thing.
That's what I was looking for. Like the music that you make, whatever. It sounds like you have fun. Like I watched one of your most recent videos. Like, you have fun. I don't want to jump ahead too much, but you just have fun. I'm not just looking at like a typical New York hip hop artist. It's more than that.
I did too much. I've been living too much. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I do too much living to just be. Not to say that New York rappers don't, but I haven't lived in. You know what I'm saying? Like I've been like travel a lot. You know what I'm saying? Travel a lot. So.
All right, fair enough. So for the career you have today, right? Where did that start?
It kind of started in college.
Okay.
Because I was making beats and shit like that. I was making beats. I wanted to be like Pharrell.
Yeah.
Because I heard the nigga made $1 million off a beat. That was my first thing. It was like, whoa, I found out a job I could do. Get off my back. I found out I could make beats and sell a beat for $1 million.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I was like, all right, this could be a career. You know what I'm saying? So I think in college I started getting real serious about it. Yeah, I started getting pretty serious about it. One of my friends out there, I started producing for him. Okay. I was making beats and shit for him, and that was cool. And then I started making beats for other people. Like I met Nakim. You know Nakim?
I don't know him, but I know you went on tour with him.
Nakim was the greatest. And then I did shit with Mickey Fags. Yeah. And I think the Mickey Fags shit kind of like it helped a lot of the shit. And then I think Mickey was the first nigga that I could think about outside of my artist. Mickey was the first nigga that let me. Mickey let me do mad things. I can't lie. Not let me, but you know what I'm saying. Like as a producer, like he was the first person that let me do like be on the hook of a song I produced. And he was letting me do a bunch of alternative shit, which was kind of cool. Cause I'm a big NERD fan. So I was doing mad hip hop shit, but like I would have like all this alternative like type of rock shit, and he was the first nigga that let me do it. And you know what I'm saying, like. So shout out to Mickey for doing that, man. And then after that, it was like, that's where it started. It started with and Chris.
Shout out to Casanova.
Yeah, Chris, yo, that's a good nigga right there, man. For real.
Okay, so let's talk about your production style. You know, producer at this point now, it's like such a very vague term. You know, from the outside looking in, like they don't understand what a producer actually does. I know some producers just make beats and just send them out. They don't actually work with artists in the studio, and then some actually like craft beats for artists. So talk to me and explain to people what producer is to you.
Well, now that I'm an artist, it means way more than it did when I thought I was a producer.
Okay, explain that.
When I thought I was a producer, I knew it was a lot about, you know, the beats. You know, it's a lot about the beats. But then, you know, that, you know how they say that's a beat maker? That's the musician. I don't like when people say it's the beat maker or the programmer. Okay. It's the musician, you know what I'm saying? But the producer, like, you really gotta have a whole vision and have the knowledge and the resources to put that vision together. You know what I'm saying? So I think my hardest production job has been like producing myself. You know what I'm saying? Okay. Cause there's so much to it. You realize how much there is to it. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm still like, you know what I mean? Like the producer shit is a weird label because it kind of makes you like one thing. Like I feel like I'm still a producer even though I'm an artist. You know what I'm saying? You get what I'm saying? Like I get it. Outside of like, at the end of the day, it's all you're literally just a more well-rounded musician. It's just you're just like a creative. You know what I'm saying? Like you delegate. You know what I'm saying? What needs to be delegated. These are all production jobs. You know what I'm saying? You write the songs, or if you gotta bring in a songwriter, you bring in a songwriter. You know what I'm saying? You do whatever it takes to. Your job is to do whatever it takes to make the music happen. So that's that's definitely what I'm still doing as an artist. You know what I'm saying? And even on a bigger scale, you know what I'm saying, as far as like just schedule, you know, like putting everything together outside of the music, it's just, you know what I'm saying, it's just more responsibility. Yeah. But well,
you said something that requires more resources. Like what resources are you talking about?
It's just, you know what I'm saying, just give away all the sauce. Yes, you gotta give me something. You gotta give me something. See, you know what I'm saying? Resources could just be anything you need to get the job done. You know what I'm saying? Like whether if it's a song, maybe you know, like Diddy. You know, everybody. I remember the age-old argument with Diddy was that Diddy wasn't technically a producer because he didn't make the beats. And I when I was a beat maker, I used to agree with that shit. Yeah. But Diddy's the best, greatest producer ever. Like ever. Okay. Hands down.
Well, now you gotta tell me why.
You know what I'm saying? Because he had the vision for the acts. And that's the most important part of it. You know what I'm saying?
So he's putting everything together.
He developed the vision. He was like, you are this act, and then he gets the producers, he gets he gets the samples. Diddy used to get the samples for niggas like, yo, Diddy, that whole sound, the sound that niggas really want to bring back is the Diddy sound. Yeah. They want to bring it back so bad. Tell them. They tried. Everybody keeps trying, but only Diddy, you know what I'm saying? You're not going to be able to bring it back. But that is a New York sound that I feel like people really want to bring back.
The one that took over for a large amount of time. Fair enough. Okay.
Diddy invented that shit. You know what I'm saying? He didn't make it. He didn't craft it. But he was like, yo, that shit is going to work. Do this shit, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. And he made a big economy off that shit.
I mean, and speaking of Diddy, you know, today, rest in peace, Big. Yeah, right? Man. You know, Diddy, you know, peace, my nigga, Big. You know, I mean, I'm from Brooklyn, so Big is God to me. But at the same time,
Big is God to everybody.
And so, you know, Big should be God to everybody, but it doesn't seem like that all the time. But Twitter.
Yeah, people know.
But I do know that Big could rap, and Big was good, but without Diddy, would there have been a Big? Like I don't know. So
no, he wouldn't be. You know what I'm saying? He wouldn't be. No, of course not. You know what I'm saying? It would have been something else. Yeah. And it might have been great, but it wouldn't have been no big. It wouldn't have been. It wouldn't have been juicy, my nigga.
Exactly.
It wouldn't have been hypnotized. Like, come on, bro. Like, oh god. Right. Like Sean talk about all this shit.
All right, so let's talk about Rose Wave Volume 1. Right.
Oh shit. Oh, all right. I guess it's not that far away. It's just funny when people bring that
all right, so talk to me about that. Was that your debut project?
It was. It was like kind of like, yeah, it was my debut. It was the first one. I was like, all right, I'm gonna do. You want to tell the whole story?
Please.
I do like telling the story because it's not funny, but it's always interesting to me when I realize how like life puts.
It's a path,
together.
my man. It's a path.
So I was like, man. So I had been producing for a little bit, and I was like, man, I'm gonna take this shit seriously as when I graduate this college shit. When I finish this college shit. So I finished the shit, and I'm like, yo, mom, I told you I wasn't gonna drop out. I didn't drop out. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But I'm telling you, I'm out to California. Fuck all this shit. I'm out, mom. She's like, you sure? I'm like, yeah, you know it. Like, LA's where it's at. I'm about to get this money, this producing money.
Nice.
I'm about to do some shit for Katy Perry, mom. I'm telling you. Fuck everything. You know what I'm saying? So I went out there and I had like promises and shit. I was on some shit. I wanted to get bread, bro. Like, I wanted to get the bread. So I went out there, and then LA was cool. I moved out there. My mom fucking gave me her car. She bought a new car and shit like that.
She believed in you.
Yeah, which is crazy because my mom's good now, but back then she wasn't. You know what I'm saying? She was supportive. She used to buy me shit, but she's Jamaican woman. You know what I'm saying? They don't really
skeptical to an extent. Right?
Yeah, they be like, yo, what you trying? Come on, my nigga. What you doing with your life? So I was like, yeah. So she bought me a car. I mean, she bought herself a car. She gave me her old car. We shipped that shit out there for like graduation present. Cause that shit's expensive. Shipped that shit out there. Moved all my shit out there and shit. And I was like, man, I'm gonna be a producer. And then I got my car. So I was there for like 3 weeks. Then I got my car. Got my car. Three days later, crashed that shit. Badass accident. Jesus. Like it was bad, bro. Like the seatbelt wasn't working. I almost went through the windshield.
Jesus Christ.
Except my dreads saved me. So shout out to the dreads. But it was like bad. Like I couldn't walk for like a week. I couldn't I had like the worst part about it was my ear. Like I couldn't hear. So I was like super scared about that. Like I couldn't like really hear. But then that shit healed up, and when that shit healed up, like I was like, man, fuck this producing shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like it was like I was tired of like the producing shit is cool, but back then when I was just like beat making this shit, it was kind of like a herb job. Like you know what I'm saying? Like it's kind of like
it definitely humbles you for a very, very long time.
Yeah, I ain't with that shit, man. It was like you be spending all this time making beats for niggas and you don't be wanting the beats and shit. I'm like, it took me fucking like 3 hours to make. Back then, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Now it don't take me 3 hours to make a beat, but it was like, man, it took mad time. I'm tired of shit, and I could rap, and I'm like swaggier than a lot of these niggas. Like I'm gonna try the artist shit, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm gonna try it. Like I got an idea. I got some ideas for it. I've been recording and writing. So Rose Wave was like, so to bring it back around, Rose Wave was like, for me it was like New York and Cali together. You know what I'm saying? I wrote a lot of the songs in Cali, and I had finished them in New York. So I came back. I did this show for CMJ, so like that I had for my rappers. So I put myself in the show. That was like my first like. Alright, like yo, I touched down in this city. I'm like, yo, I'm about to start rapping. I'm about to do this show. It was like that quick. I recorded some songs for the show. I'm about to do it.
Nice, okay.
So we did the show, and that shit was fucking lit. So I was like, yo, being a rapper is 20 times fun and more fun than being a producer. So I just went for that shit. And then Rose Wave was like it. I was like, if I'm gonna go for it, I'm gonna just do it my way. Like I'm gonna do it however I want, so niggas don't. You know what I'm saying, niggas? Cause you know how New York, not New York. You know how rap niggas just try to box you in as early as possible. I was like, alright, fuck all that. I'm gonna just do kind of what I want to do. And, you know what I'm saying? And Rose Wave came out, and you know, niggas fucked with it. Some niggas slept on it. But that shit is old news now. You know what I'm saying?
Bet. Alright, so that artist, that Justin Rose, compared to this Justin Rose now, what's the most glaring difference to you?
The most glaring difference is kind of I kind of just like figured out more of who I was. You know what I'm saying? And I just kind of figured, because a lot of things with Rose Wave 1 was I made the songs I felt like I was making the songs to impress people.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Especially because I was so new and I wasn't as confident in like me as the artist. I feel like I was trying to just, you know what I'm saying, like do kind of like whatever I could. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is gonna be my first thing. I'm gonna do whatever I could, but then I started realizing, like, I'll be at parties and I'll be wanting to tell the DJ to play my song, and I'm like, I can't, because I wouldn't listen to that type of music at this party. Like, at the parties I was at, like, I can't, like, I like to, it's not even that I like to party, but I like to, you know what I'm saying? Like, I like to have fun. Like, that's my main shit. You know what I'm saying? It was cool. The people was coming up to me, and I know where you listen to my music. You know what I'm saying? That Rose Wave album, you listen to it in your car with your friends, when you're smoking with your friends. But I couldn't listen to it in a party. Yeah. So that void is where I'm trying, like what I'm feeling right now. It's like, what is my party? Like, what? You know what I'm saying? What can I use?
You know who else told me that? Shout out to She's Ryan. She just
shout out to She's Ryan.
Yeah, she was in here. This was, I guess, maybe September, October, whatever it is, and we talked. And she told me the same thing, because she had put a project out and she was trying to look for it to get played in certain places, and it wasn't getting played where it was at. And she said someone told her, like, yo, like, this is the scene that you're in, these people that you're around, like, yo, you should be able to play your music where you exist. Yeah. And from then she started making her music, her party music, her happy music.
You be trying to do too much sometimes when the music is supposed to be honest. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's the most thing. And like, niggas don't be accepting that honesty because they want to be like, you want to be like Andre 3000, or you want to be like, you know what I'm saying? You want to be like Michael Jackson, or you have great aspirations, but like, sometimes the best shit is just where you at right there. You know what I'm saying? Like, so that's what I try to do. You know what I'm saying? Like, you might not be Drake because you might not be going through those girl problems. You know what I'm saying? But in your reality, there might be a lot of shit going on. Yeah. So fuck with, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I like what you said about music and honesty, because from my perspective, at the very least, music should be the most honest thing that comes out, because it needs to be, your life is the greatest story ever told. Because there's nothing about it that's fake. Everything is literally authentic, and no one can tell it better than you. You know, you may have similarities with somebody else, but no two people's story is the exact same. So if you can find a way to express that musically, like, you could be. But obviously, like you said, you know, like, as a coming out debut project, like, you really want to put on, like, you want people to be like, yo, look at me.
I just wanted to make some type of noise, and I felt like the best way to make some noise is to do shit that, like, niggas wasn't doing. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't trying to dress like niggas. I wasn't, like, even the way I did my shows, I wasn't trying to do shows like niggas. I was trying to do whatever I could to not be like everybody, so it would just be like, alright, that's Justin. You know what I'm saying? Like, because that's how it's always been. I've always been like that kid. Like, let's just make sure, like, everybody make sure that this is Justin and that's y'all. Y'all do y'all. I'll do this over here. This is what I do.
Alright, so on that project, like, we talked about Casanova already, but on that project, Casanova was on there as well. And
that's my nigga.
Yeah, and apparently, you know, like, you guys have worked together for a minute, you even being on his most recent project. So how that relationship blossomed? Like, how did you meet him?
Because we used to be at DD 172. So I met him at DD 172, and we just met, and then, you know, we would see each other, and then it would be like, yo, we gotta work. Like, yeah, we work. You know, I send him some beats and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Whatever. But then we really started working when I did that Brains on Drugs record with him. And then we just always clicked. You know what I'm saying? And then he was mad supportive. That's why him and Nakim will always be, you know, the greatest people to me because they were very supportive of my transition into being an artist.
Yeah.
You know, so a lot of niggas be trying to, you know, they be whatever, or they, you know, I mean, New York as a lot of people I know in the city, they've been supportive. So I won't, you know, I won't act like, you know, I won't be that type of nigga. But they were really supportive, and like anytime I needed some advice or whatever, you know, Chris was always there, and he always just supported and made sure people listened to my shit. You know what I'm saying?
That's what's up.
He always picked dope beats too. I always appreciated that. He didn't pick the beats that like when I was on with production shit. He didn't pick beats that like everybody else want to hear. He would like challenge it a little bit. You know what I mean?
That's what's up. Okay.
I fuck with Chris, man. Shout out to Chris, and he's bossing up. I hope niggas see my nigga Chris right now. He's bossing up right now.
Is that the most exciting thing when an artist chooses to challenge to be challenged and not just pick, you know, something that is more so within their lane?
Yeah, cause that shit is, for me personally, because the way I was making beats is I would just always try to come up with something that's kind of original. I don't know if that was on purpose, but it was just like I don't never be trying to do. Damn, that shit sounds so cliche now. I don't never be trying to do what everybody else does, but that's really where my mind was. Yeah. I was like, let me try to do it here. So for me, when a rapper picks, or like when anybody picks like a beat that's a little bit off, it's rewarding to me because I put in creativity and you know what I'm saying, you're putting in your creativity, and I know it's going to come out to be something like that niggas never heard. And that's usually what happens a lot of times with like a lot of the records that like you know what I'm saying, like we got one record called Bogus. Niggas slept on that shit, and no niggas never heard no shit like that before. Or like, you know what I'm saying, if you listen to me and Kim's Black Roses project, like that niggas ain't never heard no shit like that. Like, you know what I'm saying, that was on a baby level too. Niggas didn't really like bring out the, you know what I'm saying, but that's what we about over here on my side.
Dope. Alright, so after where do we go after Rose Wave? Now this is where like this is a drop off for me. Like looking for stuff about you, whatever, there's like this gap. Like I did see the I think it was called Black Rose, right? The project you and I did see that, but something else is I feel like something's missing in between there.
Not really. It was cause I did Rose Wave. Man, in interviews you really gotta tell everything. Like you gotta tell a lot. Just like, oh, there's no way I could get around telling. All right, whatever, cool. So I did the Rose Wave shit. Then we did Black Roses, and then it was kind of like figuring out what I was gonna do next, and I wasn't really rushing it. And I did like some production here and there. I was kind of doing production shit, but I had started working on the album. I started working on Rose Wave 2.
Okay.
And I was just like, this shit is. I started noticing the problem that I, like the music I was making wasn't for where I wanted to be. You know what I'm saying, or where I would be. You know what I'm saying, not even where I wanted to be. It was like where I would be. You know what I'm saying, like I was making like these big, like I was trying to do like some. I don't want to give up all the sauce, but I was just trying to do some like Rose Wave 2-ish type records. You know what I'm saying? Like the next evolution of Rose Wave 1. Yeah. And you were trying to top yourself, like you're in competition with yourself, and you wanted to do more. I was trying to go there, and then a lot of things had changed. I had moved to the Bronx, so I think that changed a lot. I had moved in with like my homies. I was before, or a lot of things had changed. Like one time I was living in Jamaica for a long time, and then when I moved to the Bronx, I was like, all right, I know what I'm gonna do a mixtape. I'm not gonna do another album situation. I'm gonna just do this mixtape, and I'm gonna do songs that I want to hear, that I would want to hear right now. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So that's why there's a gap, because the album Rose Wave 2 got trashed. You know what I'm saying? And I started making Water White. She Moving is. I'll say this. She Moving is like the birth of me moving on to Water White, you know what I'm saying? Nice. Okay. Alright, so here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna run to a quick commercial break, and when we come back, we're gonna get into Water White and She Moving and some more tracks that you dropped recently that were premiered on Fader and Noisy. So it's the Encore Radio Show podcast. Make sure you guys follow us on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook at Encore Radio Show. Check out our website, EncoreRadioShow.com. We'll be right back.
coming up on a future episode of the Encore Radio Show.
So I came out that next day, and everybody was like, yo, it's the dude that know how to sing. They was like, yeah. So they was like, yo, let me hear something. You know, they put me to the test. So, you know, I passed the test. There were some females around at that time too, so it was like, yeah. So, you know, that there was history after that.
Definitely
man.
Worth it singing right there.
Of course, man.
That's what's up. That's what's up.
All right, folks, we back. It's the Encore Radio Show podcast. Wise Soul here with Justin Rose. Again, like I said, folks, at Justin Rose PHC on Twitter, at JustinRose.phc on Instagram, rosegoldtheworld.com or rsgldtheworld.com. Everything is up there. SoundCloud, all that. It's easy to find. It's locking. Anyway, so we talked a bit. What we have coming up here is Water White, your new project coming up. But I want to talk about a criticism that I've been hearing. All right, so I asked around to people who in the scene, like we just talked briefly, whatever, about the two scenes that are out now, the more so independent scene with all the different shows that are out now, whatever, and then the typical historical scene with hot power, so on and so forth. And the one thing that people said about you was that, like, you couldn't be defined. Like, they couldn't find, like, one specific thing to say that, yo, this is what Justin Rose does. So, what do you say to those people, and specifically to that criticism?
So what?
That's a good answer. That's the answer.
Like, man, you guys, whoever has that criticism, just listen to the music, man. Just, you know what I'm saying? I understand it. You know what I'm saying? It's in the culture to be like that, but it could all be so simple. You know what I'm saying? Just, you know what I mean? I don't know what I define. Like, you know what I'm saying? I define, like, that's just, it's me. Nah, that's like such a cliche, you know what I'm saying, thing. But that's what it is, really. It's just like whatever I'm fucking with. And I just hope, you know what I'm saying, that, like, it's kind of like this conversation, you know what I'm saying? The music is like a conversation, an authentic conversation. You fuck with me or you don't fuck with me. And it's that simple, you know what I'm saying? Fuck with me or don't fuck with me, man.
What do you think about the music scene right now and its relation specifically to, like, Queens and the artists out there in Queens?
The artists out there in Queens, I don't know who's out in Queens. Like, who you talking about in Queens? Like, you gotta give me.
You
like,
gotta tell me. I mean, I told you already. Like, you know, one of my weak spots, or whatever, is that I don't like Queens artists. Artists that are based in Queens, I don't have those connections to like I do with the other artists in the city.
I don't know that many rappers in Queens. They took away Chinks. Rest in peace, Chinks. Who do we got in Queens? I know World's Fair's from Queens, right? They're from Queens.
Shout out to Kai Baby, who we had on recently.
Shout out to my homie Jeff Donna. You know, they doing their thing. But I don't know what's. You gotta refresh my memory, cause you know, I really like. I used to pay attention to people more, but now I don't really pay attention. You know what I'm saying? I kind of just like do my thing right now.
Bet.
Which is, you know what I'm saying? It is what it is. But I can't think of anybody from Queens at this point in time, so I can't really answer.
I was hoping that you was gonna cape for Queens because like I talked to a couple people on the show previously. Shout out to Matt from Upcoming Hip Hop, and I told him that Queens is literally my weak spot, and I feel. I mean, I've listened to other artists from Queens. Like, I've found them on SoundCloud. Other people recommend me to them. And I'm like, all right, cool. Like, they cool. But I don't see the camaraderie that I see. Like, if you talk about Bronx artists, if I listen to one Bronx artist, I could find 5 to 7 more Bronx artists that work with them.
Yeah, Queens is big as shit.
Yeah, and Brooklyn is big as shit, and I know mad artists from Brooklyn. You know?
But it's different in Brooklyn, because Brooklyn, it's like a hot spot.
Okay.
And that hot spot is all together.
Okay.
You know, you got like Bed-Stuy, Bushwick, and you got a little bit of Williamsburg and the States right there. Queens doesn't have that. It's so spread out. You got Jamaica, and then you got, what? You know what I'm saying?
You're asking me. I'll tell you all about
Queensbridge. You got Queensbridge. That's like all the way on the other side. Yeah. Then you got like all the little spots in between. You got East Elmhurst, you got Corona, you know what I'm saying? You got, you know what I mean? Like, and anything that comes up, I don't know, man, because Queens is so, like, again, it's just so diverse. I would hope that anything that comes out of Queens would be, like, something like me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Something super eclectic. I feel like that's the most, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's the most realized thing.
Okay.
Out of Queens. I don't know, you know what I'm saying?
No, I mean, I honestly think that there's a disconnect from. I mean, I feel like Staten Island and Queens are the two boroughs that are disconnected from the rest of the city, because like you don't hear as much about Staten Island artists buzzing in the city or in Brooklyn, and you don't hear about Queens artists as much buzzing in the city or in Brooklyn. And even if they are buzzing, they only buzzing with their crowd and that. Like they're not expanding that. And I don't even know how to fix that. Like
it's a logistics problem with the city, man. It's just the way the city's made. You know what I'm saying?
True.
It's like if you from Harlem, you always in the city. You know what I'm saying? It's Harlem is Black Renaissance. Harlem is Harlem Renaissance. So Harlem is always gonna have it. The Bronx is right there next to Harlem. It's always gonna have it. And like I said, Brooklyn, Bed-Stuy is just like, you know what I'm saying? It's always gonna have it. These are the spots. And you got downtown. You got the downtown scene that makes sense. That's like, downtown scenes are always gonna be any city. You know what I'm saying? Queens is literally like just its placement and its size makes it such a weird thing. Sort of camaraderie. I think that's why when you get a lot of artists, it'd be like Queensbridge and like Far Rock. You know what I'm saying? It's like gang. It's like because it's so spread out. It's not like when you get Biggie Hove. You know, when you get Biggie Hove, they right down the fucking block from each other. You know what I'm saying?
All right. Okay, fair enough. So, for whatever reason, people reject jack of all trade creatives. For whatever reason, right? So
that is true, right?
Yeah, they do. Oh, yes.
Oh, that's weak as shit.
So how hard was it for you originally to shed the producer rapper moniker to get the respect that you feel that you deserve for both being a good producer and being a good artist?
I don't know. I'm still figuring it out, to be honest with you. To be completely honest, I'm still figuring it out. I kind of don't really pay attention to it that much because I feel like if you and I get it too. I get it. Like I get the whole like when you see a producer. Like I don't really listen to producer rappers. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of like the thing. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? I don't know what to say. Just pay. You know, but I don't listen to producer rappers for a reason. I've been let down a lot of times by producer rappers outside of fucking Kanye. But like I'm a Pharrell fan, and there's even been times where I've been let down from Pharrell. You know what I'm saying? So it's like you just have to let the work show for itself. Like if the work is good, then accept me because it just makes sense. Like I'm not faking with you. I'm keeping it realer than most of your favorite rappers who be like inside all day and they don't fuck half the girls they fuck or do half the shit that they do. You know what I'm saying? Like, accept me that I'm a real live human being. Like, I'm alive.
Blessed. Okay.
And that's the story. And that's, you know what I'm saying? Like, producer or not producer, I'm alive. So that's just fuck with me for that. You know what I mean?
Okay. All right, so let's start moving towards Water White. So, first of all, let's start with the name. What does it mean?
Water White started out as a thing between me and my friends, to be honest with you. It started out because a couple of things.
Don't look for the political answer. Just say it.
No, I know. But like in high school, like I have older friends. I have pretty much the same friends I had since like high school.
Oh, nice. Yeah, I don't have that.
Yeah, I pretty stuck around the same people. Like we all grew up together. So part of it was just like the whole wavy thing, like taking that to another level. That was part of it because I think that was just like how I was always describing myself. You know what I'm saying? So it was taking that shit to the next level. And then they used to always just call me Blanco in high school. You know what I'm saying? So not high school or just that's what my friends called me.
Yeah.
So it was just like putting that together, you know what I'm saying? And then we were like, it really started from an argument or like a, you be with your niggas and you'd be like, yo, I'm gonna get this car. I think we was talking about like getting, getting a Range or some shit like that. And then we was high, and we was just like, yo, I would get the cranberry red Porsche. You know what I'm saying? Like, nah, nigga, that shit is corny. I would get the, Huckleberry blue. You know what I'm saying? And I was like, yo, I would get the Water White 911.
Oh,
and niggas was like, oh, Water White. So after that, we was like, that's the hottest shit you could have is something Water White. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that shit's just water, you know what I'm saying? That's Water White, you know what I'm saying? That's what this project is. It's like that shit. Water.
There we go. See, that's the answer right there. That's the answer.
That's the first time I don't know how to get around to that shit, man. Just, you know what I mean?
All right, so two of the tracks, She Movin' and Speedy Gonzalez, were premiered by Fader. And then one of them also premiered by Noisy. So, first off, all 3 is gonna be on the project, right?
I hope so. I don't know. I've been making so many. I hope so. Probably. Yeah.
You know, every time an artist come in here, I peeped this in your interview too. With the one with Fader, they asked you when it was gonna drop. You said fall, and I'm like, all right. I'm like, it's March now, so we about to head into spring, right? Man. You still record it. You still don't know the track lineup. When are we gonna actually? See
I know it is just I know it, but I know me, and I know I'll change it last minute. Like it'll change. You know what I'm saying? Like that Kanye shit wasn't just some Kanye shit. That it'd be like that.
I just be like, okay.
You know what I'm saying? It'd be like, I got a better idea.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like, and so I'm not gonna like, cause that's what's been happening. I'm like, I got a better idea. You know what I'm saying? I'll have like. Water White done been through so many mixes. I got so many songs now. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. It just keeps getting better and better. You know what I'm saying? So when it's right, when you know what I'm saying, when more niggas, you know, I want more people want it more.
Yeah.
This shit, I ain't finna give all this swag just for all this swag for no reason, man. There's a lot like niggas gonna be listening to this shit. Learning some shit, man. This shit it's wavy, man. This shit is just the waviest shit.
So when you now you have all these tracks, right? Mm-hmm. Who you test? Like, who are some of your test friends? Or you be like, alright, yo, listen to this and let me know what you think.
So my creative director. Yeah, like my fucking friends, man. But he's my creative. That's what his you know job is. Creative director. Baby Water. He did world tour actually. That nigga is different, bro. That nigga is different. He's been my friend since 5th grade.
Oh, dope.
You know what I'm saying? Dope. So he just started making beats like this summer.
And World Tour actually the beat for that is actually really, really good though. I do like that.
That shit is OD. He just started. I mean, like, you know what I'm saying? Like that shit is crazy. Yeah. And you know we come up with a lot of ideas for everything together. So that's my partner. It's just, you know, my partner, and then my other nigga Mordano. He's also my partner. Like we come up with a lot of ideas together. Sean, that's one. You know, Sean Morris. Everybody, you know what I'm saying. Like, that's my nigga. I'll send music to him. You know, management. Eric. You know what I mean. My inner circle. Like I trust them. Eric. Shout out to Eric. And, you know what I mean.
All right, bet. Okay, well I hope that the 3 tracks are on the project too. Cause I mean.
What's your favorite one, for real, and why?
I'm gonna have to go with She Moving, and I'm gonna say that because I watched the video.
Word?
Yeah. Like, for me, sometimes I need the visuals to put it together for me. You know?
Need that for She Moving.
Yeah, and I needed that for She Moving. Like, She Moving, I understood it to an extent.
What did you think about? Nobody, you know what I'm saying? I always wonder what niggas think about these songs. I don't really ask.
You gotta ask.
Yeah, when you first heard it, you were like...
When I first heard it, and I guess this is like, I guess the criticism will come from me as well. Like, I'm still trying to figure out Justin Rose, you know? Like,
how important is figuring out Justin Rose for you to like accept?
It's not about accepting. Like, I would accept you. I mean, we talking because I accept you, you know? Yeah. I think the importance for it for me is that I need to know, like, what am I listening to? Like, am I listening to something that I'm gonna grab and take away from, or I'm gonna want to play on a regular basis, or am I listening to a song where I'm like, oh yeah, that shit was dope, but like I'm not gonna play it back again, you know? So I was just talking to my engineer just now about Life of Pablo. At first, when I heard it, when it actually was released, I didn't understand it, you know? Like, I listened to it one time, I was like, all right, well, I don't really need to play this again. But then I said, let me try it again. Like, a couple of weeks later, let me try it again, but let me put my headphones on so I don't hear nothing else but this. And then that's when I understood it. Now, the whole project still isn't cohesive. Like, nothing. Like, to me, like, track 1 to track 7, like, there's no real story there. But I like it because I like production. Like, I'm a big production. Like, you don't gotta say shit on your track, but if your beats is fire or whatever, and the whole thing makes me feel good, I'm good with that.
Rock with it, yeah.
You know, like, I have a funny sound. Let's just go with that.
Yeah, no, I feel you on that one. I'm like that. I could be like that a lot of times.
Okay. All right, well then here we go. This is go right to my next question then. You know, describe Water White to me. Like, is this gonna be a project of singles, or is it gonna be one cohesive story?
Oh, it's not. It's not necessarily a story. It's not like a concept album whatsoever. Okay. I definitely, one of my goals with this shit was to give. I wanted to make something again like that I would listen to. You know what I'm saying? Like, I wanted it to make, especially if I was getting into artists, and I wouldn't want to hear the whole story right now. I would want to see if they could make jams. Like, how consistent are you with the jams? Bro?
Okay.
So that's what I think that's what a lot of Worldwide is. It's not singles, because it's not. I'm not giving you like 10. You know what I'm saying? This is not a Future tape. You know what I'm saying? It's definitely not that. I'm not giving you 10 of the same joints or just like what everybody likes, but I am giving you like what I think is a jam right now. You know what I'm saying? And there is a consistent sound to it. You know what I'm saying? But like, I'm giving you my jams and my time. Like, I'm not trying to make anything retro. I'm not trying to make anything. You know what I'm saying? That's not my style. I try to make. You know what I'm saying? I try to make something that's a little bit different. You know what I'm saying? But it's still a jam, and you know what I'm saying. But it's like movement, man. Like, you listen to all these songs driving. Do you drive?
I do. I don't have a car, but I do drive though.
Man, get a nice car. Get a good a car and where you could drive fast and you could drive. Like, you know what I'm saying? You could drive on a highway or some shit and listen. Yeah. And then listen to them 3 songs, man. Listen to She Moving while you driving, man. That shit is on. Or you just moving fast. Like, yeah. You know what I'm saying? It becomes something different. You know what I'm saying? Like World Tour, when you on the move, like, you on the move.
I think. So I think, I guess for a definition standpoint, like, your music puts people in a place that you were at, and or where you were conceptually. You may not have actually been there, but this is like you trying to paint a picture for them to be in that moment. And I think, like, if for some, like, they would need to know that about you to know how to interpret the song. I think that's more so about the definition of you. It's like, how do I have to interpret this song? That's probably the better way to say that.
Yeah, possibly. You know what I'm saying? A lot of music is natural. So you know what I'm saying? Like, it's not like I'm not a one take dude, but you know what I'm saying? Like, I let it come out and then I'll fix whatever came out type of thing. So I don't really plot out everything out. So everything is me. So it's like hard to kind of like tell you what it is, because I'm still listening to it and taking it in. Like, oh, that's, you know, all the stories are true. For whatever stories are in there, all lines are true. All the lines are true. So you know what I'm saying? It was from moments, but you know what I mean? I know one thing that I always need to feel is that it's fucking moving. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, it's like wavy. It just all gotta be wavy. Like, it gotta hit the wavy. Like, I'll be like, all right, I'm gonna listen to this shit. Like, is this shit wavy? And that's it. That's my only criteria, bro. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, gotta move.
So, according to the leaked XXL document now, Playboi Carti, who was featured on Speedy Gonzalez joint, made it as a freshman for 2016.
Oh, yeah.
You know? Oh, yeah, okay.
Congrats to that nigga. Yeah. I was like, leaked what?
Yeah, it came out, I think it was like maybe early, maybe like late last week, something like that. But anyway, so did the cover ever have value to you? Like, being a freshman?
It does now, because they got them niggas on there.
Okay.
They got them little niggas on there, because that means that they watching, like, Carti hot, bro. Carti hot, Lil Uzi hot. You know what I'm saying? I just did that tour. I liked them before I did the tour with them and shit like that. But that shit, like, all right, cool. Now y'all niggas might be paying attention. You know what I'm saying? There's always those years where it's like, all right, cool. They only fuck it up. They fuck it year by year. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So it's like, you give me some fuck shit, bro. You like, come on, you know I was not listening to this nigga. Who is this nigga, bro? Yeah. You know what I'm saying? But like, they put some decent name. I forget. All I remember is those 2 niggas on there. I don't remember who else was. Who was on
there? Designer was on there, which was another controversial.
You know how that be though. You know what I'm saying? That song, that shit is hot though.
Yeah, I mean, I like the song. It took me a while to get it.
Bro, the nigga goes on there and is like, pen to pen. That shit right there, you never heard no shit like that. I never heard no shit like that in my life. Nigga said pen to pen. I heard that on the radio in the club, bro. Yeah. That shit is fire, so you get my vote off that, bro.
Well, let's see. Bryson Tiller's on there.
He deserves it. I mean, like...
Yeah, he definitely does. Him and Tory Lanez, like, those were undeniable. Dave East is on there as well.
Undeniable.
OT Genesis, people were kind of like, about that. OT Genesis.
Because he's not a freshman.
Yeah.
But that cut it shit is.
But see, the freshman shit, though, like, I guess that's the... I don't understand it. I think people don't understand what the freshman actually is. That needs a definition. But, I mean, yeah.
Yeah, Coco was big as shit. He's definitely not.
Nah, he's not a freshman. But Kirk Knight, another one who people were kind of like, Post Malone. People were like,
What?
Yeah, people... Because you know what it is? I think people, again, the definition, I think, like, once people understand, like, so in terms of correlation, like, how do all these artists correlate? You know, like, some of these artists have been on for a minute. Album. Some of these artists have been on for a minute. Some of the artists haven't been on for a minute.
But they don't have an album.
They don't have it. So, you see, so it's
that's
like...
what makes them a freshman still.
I don't know,
if you don't got an album, bro, because it might seem like that, maybe even as a fan, but the reality of it is, if you don't got an album, my nigga, it's like the album is the official thing. Like it still is, man. You know what I'm saying? Like albums make niggas different. Like you go on tours after albums. You know what I'm saying? Like Post Malone still, you know, he got one big ass record, but he's still opening up for niggas. You know what I'm saying? Post Malone is definitely still a freshman. When niggas come out with that album, man, it's different. If the album's good, if it does good, you know what I'm saying? Like, think about an album that does really good. It's way bigger than a mixtape that does really good. You know what I'm saying?
For most people, yeah.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, like, way more money off, you know what I'm saying? Like, they like to make it seem like it's not, but the album's different, man.
Yeah. I understand to an extent, but then I don't. I don't. I think it's because I'm no longer a casual fan. You know? Like, I look deeper into this. I've heard, like, you know, Tory Lanez got, like, friggin' 11 mixtapes, you know? Someone who has 11 mixtapes should not be a freshman.
What?
He has 11 mixtapes. 11 mixtapes since 2009.
Yo, the nigga Tory Lanez, niggas been knowing that Tory Lanez is nice since... I remember hearing him when Drake was getting big.
Yeah, I got it to 2009.
I heard him at the same time, and I was like, yo, I wasn't into him, but I heard him, and I remember I was like, yo, this nigga is nice.
Yeah.
And he's like a kid.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And niggas wasn't paying attention to him. Like, you know what I'm saying? He's like, niggas is just starting to pay attention to nigga. He's definitely a freshman in the game. Like, whether you gotta go, like, whether, you know what I'm saying, like, whether you gotta go to the development league or you get to go to college or you go straight, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
When you hit is when you hit. You a freshman.
Fair enough. Okay. Okay. All right. I understand. I understand.
Development league for 11 mixtapes.
11 mixtapes deep.
Tell you to take a minute, man.
But all right. So a while back, you described yourself as a music designer, and you don't describe yourself like that anymore.
Where do you find that shit at?
Son.
I said that dumb shit.
I'm a journalist, man. But yeah, so how do you describe yourself now?
Man, I'm just a creative kid. I'm just a creative kid right now. That's for real. That's the only, because, you know what I'm saying, I'll be doing so much shit that it wouldn't even make sense for me to be like, you know what I mean, like, to box them out. If you ask me where I am, I'm just like, yo, I'm a creative dude.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's the most honest answer. But... you know what I'm saying? Okay. I'm an artist. You know what I'm saying? I'm an artist. That's what creative being is, right? An artist.
I mean, you could be more than that. Like, I think that you're more. I think creative is probably the best definition, because, like, you're not just an artist. You know,
but I'm making art.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, on that scale, like, when you take what it really is, not like a recording artist, but it's really like niggas doing, like, taking blood, sweat. Like, I came here from the studio. I ain't been asleep yet. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's like blood, sweat, and tears to make a art, regardless of criticism. You know what I'm saying? Like, it is what it is once it's done. But we put in money, time, and attention, and, you know what I mean, everything into, like, a thing, art. So, like, we artists. I'm an artist, just like everybody else, man.
All right. So you just recently,
like, RT answers. I'm sorry, man. I
try
not to, man.
I like any type of answer, because, you know, if you gave me a typical answer that you would have written down, it's not the same, you know. Like, this format is so that you can be yourself. You don't need to keep it curtailed to anything but just being yourself. So I like that. So you recently performed at BT Music Matters. It's literally the only Music Matters that I missed in the last 6 months. I've gone to every single one.
The best one.
But I missed that one. It was like a debate going on. And I was like, yo, damn, I don't want to leave the house. And it was January. And I'm like, yeah, it's cold as fuck. And I don't want to leave the house. So, nah, I'm good. But anyway, I missed that one.
It was fire. There's like girls in there.
I bet there was.
It was mad girls, yo. It was so many girls. I never see that many girls at SOBs. It was like, because it was some R&B shit.
Yeah.
I didn't know that when I went in there. I had no idea. I didn't know it was going to be some R&B shit. Yeah. I was like, damn, they must see me as an R&B nigga. You know what I'm saying? It was mad weird. I was like, what the fuck? All right, cool. I guess I'm R&B nigga for the night. I'm talking about every girl in here.
All right, so for people who haven't seen you perform live, you know, like try and describe like your performance style. Like, what's it like? What kind of experience do you give people?
To be honest, man, when I go out there, I try to give it all my energy. I try to feel the music first.
Okay.
And then with hopes that like if you looking at me, you gonna fuck with it too. You know what I'm saying? Because you see how much I fuck with. Because I fuck with my music. I feel like I make the music. You know what I'm saying? Like I know what I'm making the music for. Like I'm making the music for y'all to move. Yeah. So y'all gonna move if y'all just like believe in it. You know what I'm saying? Like, cause you know how New York crowds be. Sometimes they just be wanting to watch. But if you wanna move, you gonna move. Especially cause I'm moving.
Yeah.
So I just be wanting people to move and you know what I'm saying, and enjoy themselves. Like I kind of be on my rock star shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? That's my shit. Like I just be kind of wilding out if I get the chance to. You know what I'm saying? Like South by Southwest, I'm wilding out. I'm definitely wilding out.
Where you performing?
I got one show. One show just got canceled, but I got one show out there right now. And that one show, I'm a fucking wild fuck out. I got a show tomorrow too, by the way.
Oh yeah, I did peep that.
I got a show tomorrow. I'm a wild the fuck out. I got a new song I just did. I be performing new songs. That's another thing. If you come to the show, I'll fuck around perform a new song if you care. You know what I'm saying? If you care, you'll catch some new songs in that bitch.
All right. So I'm gonna give you 30 seconds. I feel like you're not gonna use it, but 30 seconds. Anything you have to say, anyone you want to shout out, any promo you want to put up, this time is all yours.
Alright, man. So, Water White. That's gospel. Don't forget it. Water White coming soon. You know what I'm saying? Make sure you check out the SoundCloud. Listen to the jams that are out. That's the tip of the iceberg, okay? Speedy Gonzalez, World Tour, she moving. Tip of the iceberg, but listen to them joints, because them joints. Water White. Shout out to the squad, Fly High Club. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to everybody that ever showed love, man. Yeah, man. That's more than 30 seconds.
There you go. Yeah. At Justin Rose, PhD. Yeah, definitely want to plug in social media.
Yeah, at Justin Rose, PHC. Fly High Club with a P.
Yes. Instagram at Justin Rose.
At JustinRose.phc is the Instagram. Sorry I did that to y'all, but I had to be difficult a little bit. Can't give it all up, you know what I'm saying? RoseGoldTheWorld.com, but just make sure you check out that SoundCloud, Justin-Rose. That's where you need to go. That's where you need to be. That's where you need to stay. I love you.
Dope.
Bye.
Alright, folks, it's the Encore Radio Show. This is Wise. Make sure you guys follow us Twitter, Instagram, Facebook at Encore Radio Show. I made it easy for you guys. You guys can follow me, The Real Wise with a Z. I guess I made that part hard. The Real Wise. We got a lot of shit going on. Shout out to the Indie Creative Network. Shout out to all the shows that we podcast with, yo. So shout out to Dan. Shout out to Casanova.audio. I'm gonna forget mad people shit right now, so that's my fault. But shout out to all y'all. Bless. IndieCreativeNetwork.com, EncoreRadioShow.com. We out. Good morning, folks.
The Encore Radio Show podcast is an Indie Creative Network production, recorded at Real Life Studios, produced by Lance Huff, and executively produced by Copastetik.